You ever wondered why we hang up stockings for Christmas? So this is Father Bryce, and we're getting ready for Christmas. So where did the stockings come from? It's a story. I want to tell you a true story today about a man named Nicholas. Nicholas lived a very long time ago and loved Jesus. Nicholas became a very holy man, gave everything for the Lord. And so when the bishop of his city, of a place called Myra, passed away, the people and the priest, the church in Myra, went and they got Nicholas. And they made him the bishop, like Bishop Fobb is our bishop. Nicholas, his parents, they had a lot of money. And when they passed away, they left their money to him. And he didn't know what to do with it because he was a Christian and a bishop. He wasn't going to buy all sorts of things. So he said, to whom can I give this money away? Well, Nicholas found out that one of the members of his flock was really poor. This man, his wife had died. And he had 3 young, beautiful daughters who were getting ready to be married. But they didn't have enough money to be able to get married. And so Nicholas was very worried that they would have to do bad things to make a living. To be able to have food and clothing, they were going to have to do bad things. So here's what Nicholas did. Nicholas was very sneaky. He snuck around in the middle of the night with a little bag of gold. And he threw the bag of gold through their open window so that the first daughter would have enough money to get married. And then when it was time for the second daughter and the third, he did the same thing. The story goes, this part I don't know if it's true, is that one time he threw the bag of gold into the window and it went right into their socks that they had hung by the fireplace to dry. So Christians hearing this story and remembering how generous Nicholas was and Nicholas is, they started hanging out their socks by their fireplace on December the 5th, before Nicholas's feast day. And on December the 6th, somebody would come and put stuff in their stockings. In some places, they left out their shoes. And in every place, the people of God, like you and me, were reminded of the generosity of God. That God always takes care of his people. St. Nicholas said, hey, I have a lot of stuff, and so I'm going to give it away to people who need it. And God, who has everything, wants to give everything to you and me. So much so that he comes himself as a little baby in a little stable in a little town called Bethlehem to give everything this Christmas to you and to me. So when we see the symbols of Christmas, we can remember God. When we see the stocking, we remember God's generosity and his generosity through Nicholas. When we see the Christmas tree, we can remember the promise of eternal life. When we see Christmas lights, we remember that Jesus Christ comes down as the light of the world. When we see the poinsettias in their deep red color, we remember the blood of Christ shed to save us. That God is generous. That God gives us everything. So as we prepare for Christmas, as we move through Advent and the hustle and bustle of life, let's let all these things that we see, the trees, the lights, the stockings, the poinsettias, all the Christmas stuff, let's let all that remind us of God, remind us of who God is, remind us of God who is searching for us, and God who wants to give us everything. Merry Christmas.